It's another Friday night. Here we are again. Welcome everybody to the Infinity Equation. Stand up, Goon Squad. It's a great Friday. It's great times. We got great people. We got a great guest. We're gonna be killing it. We're gonna have some fun. I got a little story to tell, and y'all gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Hope y'all's week was growing great. Hope y'all have a great weekend as well. But once again, I could not do the show without his last show, Mr. Laserpants.
Cue the boys to men.
Oh, we go to the end of the road.
Well, look, who cares? We got a great guest tonight.
That's right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And the one and only amazing artist of all time. And I'm going to say this. And I'm going to be put on the record for saying this.
Mm.
Better than Liefeld.
Oh, God. These backhanded compliments of yours.
Better than Toddy Mac.
Hey, no.
No. Todd, he stepped over the line. And I'm going to tell you why again this week.
Oh, okay. Well, it's toy related, though.
Yeah, it is toy related. He's a habitual line step. He's worse than I am. He habitually lies and line steps all over the place. Here, Gamestop, all over the world. He's line stepping. Mr. Alex, aka Ironhead, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty busy week. Lots of drawings got done. Painted some head sculpts of my friends, miniature versions. So yeah, pretty busy week. Baby, of course, it's always keeping me busy.
Yeah.
How's everyone else doing? How's our guest doing?
Well, that's what we're going to get to. We have the one and only. Can I say Queen of the Ring? I'm going to say Queen of the Ring. The toy ring.
I'll take
Queen
it.
of the toy ring. There you go. Queen of the toy ring. The one and only. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the impeccable Victoria Cantina. Welcome.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you guys. It's
we treat everybody
awesome
like
to be here. Awesome to be here. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you guys. I'm honored. Thanks. It's really great. And I'm sure we're going to have a fun conversation. I look forward to hearing about the different topics that we'll discuss and everything. So great to see you guys. Friday night. Awesome.
Yes.
And cool. I'm ready.
Awesome.
We're honored to have you here. Please.
I have to know. Is that the new Black Series Clone Wars there behind you?
Yes, they are.
I am so jealous. I'm so jealous. That's awesome that you were able to get them.
Just showed up a couple hours ago.
Nice. Hopefully not in a bubble mailer.
No, and bought 2 separate boxes.
Excellent.
And cookies. I got cookies too with them, believe it or not. I didn't order
Was that
cookies.
for the free shipping?
It must have been, or
Yeah.
maybe it goes back to everything that that introduction I had. They're like, "Hey, this lady needs cookies. Let's give her some cookies."
Exactly. She needs cookies. Everybody needs cookies. So
Everybody.
if you want to send me cookies, oatmeal raisin cookies. You want to send me cookies? I love me some oatmeal raisin cookies. But thank you. Welcome. We are glad to have you here. Strident says welcome. Pokey87 says welcome, Victoria. Jason Lopez says Todd don't make boy serial killer big brother. Lord have mercy. Rhino Hobby says hello. He says, hey, Victoria. This Val says Alex draws way better feet than Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Ted says playing April Fools on Alex now. Oh dang, no. See, I'm just letting you all know I hate April Fool's Day. It's the worst.
You were just talking about that, yeah.
Yes, I cannot stand this day because people think it's a good time to play with my emotions. It's not a good time to play with my emotions.
So they got you with something.
No, I just don't like. Don't see. I'm like, hey, guess what? We Hasbro get ready to make. They're gonna make some this figure. Oh, yes, I'm happy because that's what I've been waiting for. They're like April Fools. I'm like, you. I'd be like, yeah, hey, guess what, folks? Raincore's gonna be put out in the store. Like, really? Nah, that's hard to believe. Like, not people are like, yeah, it's real. They'd be like, April Fools, we got you.
That would have been funny.
Someone
should have photoshopped it.
No, that would not have been funny. You know how many uproar? Look, there was already uproar with the fans with them when the first Raincore got out there.
It'd be funny.
Or it could have been something like, "Oh, Hasbro announces the end of all store exclusives."
Oh,
Yo, that one, yo, that would make fans happy and mad at the same time. Like, yes, yes. I'm like, April Fools. You know, like you.
Mm.
So I got this quick story to tell. It's a very true story because Mr. Hero Collections, Brandon, I got to hang out with him Saturday, and I had that video up. Hopefully this weekend of me and him hanging out. He came from the UK. For those who do not know, he was visiting his lovely lady, Mrs. Hero, as he calls her. And we got to hang out. We got to go get some breakfast. Um, and we went to some Targets. And we went to GameStop. Now, this GameStop is a GameStop I used to work at. There's a new manager there. Nice lady, lovely lady, awesome lady. She's number one in my book because her opinion was very, very awesome. So we're there, we're looking around, store is kind of emptying out. And Brandon asks her, he's like, "So what do you think? What is your top seller here in the store as action figures?" She's like, "These stupid Todd McFarlane DC multiverse figures. They sell off the shelf." She's like, "I don't know why, but these pieces of crap just sell." I kid you not. This is what she said.
Mm-hmm.
When Brandon lands, he's on the plane right now. But when Brandon lands, he could back me up on everything I'm saying right now. She's like, "These pieces of crap sell. I don't know why. Look at them. They're just pieces of junk. Like, look at this plastic." She's like, "I hate Tommy Farley. He's a prick." I was like, "Ooh,
Wow.
tell me more. I'm interested. Why do you feel this way?"
What's her beef?
Her beef is she feels like he cheaps out on a lot of the stuff. And the value of the figure is not what it should be. Then Brandon asked her, she's like, "Hey, so what do you think? You know, what do you feel like is a better for a price?" It was another product. I forgot. She said that didn't stock at the moment. But she was like, "The Black Series." She's like, "They sell." She's like, "Black Series exclusives that we get." She's like, the only reason why we can't keep them on the shelf is because we don't get enough of them in.
yep.
She's like, "Other than that, we be selling. Like, we sell them like hotcakes. Like, they're going like that." She's like, "A lot of my customers come in, buy these, and that's it." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "That's odd." I was like, "That's cool." I was like, "All right."
I think, Hasbro's probably their biggest issue is distribution, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Target will get one case at a time. You're lucky to get it, and if it's an exclusive, forget about it.
Exactly. And then she was like, "I don't like Todd McFarlane for another reason." She's like, I told her what he said in the interview and everything. And she's like, "Oh yeah, he said the same similar thing at her GameStop conferences as well." I was like, "Okay." Tells me he's consistent with his habitual line steppingness. So I was like, wow. I was like, really? And I thought about what she said about the Black Series, and kind of like, hey, we can't keep. I was like, most times, I'm assuming this is just a wild guess. I don't know. This is just opinion. For the person who called me the social justice warrior last week, since I am now the SJW this week.
Nope. No, you're not.
I'm not. Well, they said it was online. It must be true.
No, that person's tripping.
And as I like to declare everything, this is just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. It's just an opinion. But I think the reason why GameStop can't keep like those Black Series in store is because most of them sell out online. If you kind of think about it, like they first put them up online before they hit the store, so most of the orders are probably going out online before they hit stores. I'm thinking. Like I said, it's just an opinion. I don't know. But that was mine.
The stuff selling online is coming from a separate warehouse, as far as I know. Victoria, you could probably speak to this. You're probably way more knowledgeable on Hasbro distribution, but aren't the online sales and the brick and mortar sales completely different?
Yes. So there is a different allotment that goes for online purposes, and then another allotment that goes for physical retail purposes. And my understanding is they don't really like grab from one to satisfy the other in most cases. GameStop does it on occasion, and the way that you can tell is you might place an order online and you might get something with a GameStop sticker, like a store sticker on it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the only retailer I know of that actually do that on occasion, but it's usually not with brand new items. And I haven't seen any evidence that any other retailer has done that. So yeah, there are separate allotments that are intended for retail, and then others for online.
Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
GameStop used to do that. Like even when they were shipping to stores, because then we were like, "Well, where's our shipment?" They were like, "Oh, well, we didn't get enough for your store." Like, how'd you not get enough for store? We had reservations for it. How did we not get enough for our store? We do have a quick super chat here from the Toy Box of Doom. Thank you very much for the super chat. 4-1 is just lies and fake news day. Terrible. Very true. Very true.
And most of it's not funny.
Yeah.
It's just like you could get spotted a million miles away, at this point.
Yeah, so that was my GameStop story. And I told him, and I asked the manager if I could share a story. She said, yeah. She's like, just don't share my name. I was like, cool, I can do that. I can do that for you. Because she said a YouTuber had gotten into an argument with her about something he didn't like. Got on his YouTube page and started, what's the best way to put this? She started being harassed by people from online at the store.
Wow.
So I said, no, I will help you out. Don't worry. I'll keep your name out. But you are now my new best friend at GameStop. I was like, there's no reason why nobody should be harassing you over a freaking case for a used game.
Mm-hmm.
This is what she's getting harassed. She was getting harassed over a case for a used game.
I mean, people, they have no perspective anymore.
Exactly. Especially a YouTuber. You're a YouTuber who has some power. Don't be Kanye out here.
Why not?
Why not?
I'm kidding.
All right, folks. Last big thing for me from ranting. Hasbro, I like you. I like the products you make. You're cool sometimes. You're like that cool kid in school. Everybody likes you. You come in like, hey, finger good banging everybody like, ah. But there's times you just kind of slap people in the face. And today it was that slap in the face again. You put up the scrolls again. You put up shield agents again. How are you going to tell me there's a limit on them when I try to go back and buy them again? I have premium. Why can't I buy more? I just wanted 2 more scrolls and 1 shield. That's it. I wasn't going to try to take a whole lot from anybody. I understand people may not have got some. So that's all I wanted. It was just 2 more scrolls. I like an even number. I don't like having odd numbers. That's my OCD about me.
So with that premium membership, you're supposed to be able to buy as many as you want or more than...
No, that's what I was told by customer service. It doesn't guarantee me that I can buy more when I had that premium membership. I was like, well, what happened to all those perks that you all promised us? All these store discount perks and all that. You all remember that? Remember the email saying, hey, we're changing the premium. It's going to be the perks and everything. Like, what happened to that? I just want to know.
I mean, I guess the perk was they give you an hour early access. But, there's a limit. The limit was 5 scrolls, which I got pre-ordered, before, right. And I got those 5. But I wanted more because I'm a psycho with army building. But even now I couldn't order anymore. So I logged out and I waited for them to go up for general sale. But they sold out about 10 minutes before the general sale, so I couldn't get any more.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, Look, they're army builders for a reason. You gonna let's say you make some clone troopers. You gonna tell me, hey, you only have 5 clone troopers and that's it? Put the army builders. Look, 5 does not make an army. That's a dude. Those
Yeah.
are dudes. That's fodder right there. If 5 made an army, wow, a lot of people be gone. the Jedi be either won or lost, depending on what side those troopers are on.
I just feel like they're under ordering army builders. Maybe they don't realize like people will buy more than 5,
Yeah,
or
that's
maybe
all.
I don't know. Maybe their factory doesn't have capacity to make enough. Who knows?
That's all.
But it would have been nice. I wanted to order 3 more and have 8.
Yeah, see, I like even numbers
Yeah.
across the board, not odd.
So in the future, they should raise it to a maximum of 8. Is what you're saying?
Well,
That
with
works.
with the Hellfire goons, it was 10
Yeah,
because I got 10 of those.
Of course.
I think with the Shield Ages was 10, wasn't it? Or was it 8 for them?
No, the 3-pack, it was 3 3-packs.
That's right. Yeah,
3,
no, yes,
yeah.
yeah, 3, yeah. I was thinking about the other one though.
I mean 2-pack. I'm sorry.
Was it Hydra?
Hydra, there was no limit. Hydra name, there was no limit, and they were in stock for a long time.
Yeah. As Disavow says, Dante, stop buying my figures. Those are my hand ninjas. I'm sorry, I didn't buy any hand ninjas. I didn't get none of them.
Yeah, I passed on those too. The hand ninjas just they weren't good enough figures, and I already have tons of the articulated icons, which are real nice.
Yeah. 796 has a good idea. He says they should sell army builders as packs of 10 minimum, no singles. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would sell. Hey, they would sell, man.
Yeah.
You know, there's people like us that, we want minimum 8, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Minimum 8. All right. Enough of my ranting, folks. Just remember to keep my name out your mouth.
Do you think they'll ever do Star Wars Army Builders on Pulse?
I'm sorry. I was like,
is that where you reference? Anyways,
but that, yes, that's right. Yo, it's been a wild week for.
Yes, it has.
I told you guys I never liked Will Smith. Never bought him as a tough guy.
I liked him. I mean, I grew up on Fresh Prince. It was
that's not the
one
Fresh
of the
Prince
best shows of my childhood.
That's not the Fresh Prince, no.
No,
that's not the Fresh Prince. No. I'm sorry. So Victoria, what do you think? I'm curious to hear. Did you see what happened? Did you hear what happened? I'm sure you probably heard it.
Oh, of course. Of course I did.
So what do you think? I'm sorry. I won't put you...
Wait. Are you asking what we think of Chris Rock and Will Smith?
Yes, just real quick. Just real quick.
Okay. So obviously there's never an excuse for physical, altercations or violence, and that's basically what it was. That doesn't mean that what Chris Rock said was cool. Obviously, it wasn't. At the end of the day, though, people are responsible for staying in their own. I'm a teacher, so we tell kids, stay in your zone. That's keep to yourself. You don't put your hands on anybody. You're responsible for you. And we're responsible for not getting up and going out of our way to go up onto a stage and like walking 50 paces or whatever it is and hitting somebody. I mean, that's obviously not okay. So that shouldn't have happened. I think had it been handled differently, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. The joke probably would have blown over at this point, and it would be a non-issue, but obviously it's not what happened, and here we are talking about it.
I mean, the joke was referencing a movie that's about 20 years old. So right there, the joke is kind of lame, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like when you're at the Oscars and you're in the front row, have some dignity, man. Exactly. I mean, you walk up in front of all those people and probably millions of people online and make a complete ass of yourself.
What if it was The Rock that said that joke?
He wouldn't have got up there. Yo, he would not have got up there and slapped the rock. Let's be real with that. You go up there and slap the rock. You go up there, the rock would have been stopped, but it dropped his little car. It came down and slapped him back. Let's be real. The rock would not. So this is the thing. One, I did not know Jada was going through had alopecia. She announced that back in 2018. Did not know. So for everybody who says, "Oh, he knew," not everybody know. I don't keep up with the Smiths. Okay, the last thing I heard about them,
Chris Rock did say he didn't know.
There you go. See, I don't know. The last thing I heard about the Smiths, they had entanglement. And the last thing I seen somebody crying at the red table. Now, entanglement, I don't know what that is. Unless you got caught in a spider web with Spider-Man, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
But the other thing is, you sit there, you slap somebody, you accept your award, and then talk about, I'm built for love. No, sir. You did not get up there and be built for love when you slapped the taste out of that man's mouth. You can't have it both ways. You can't go up there and slap somebody and talk about love, and that's how we should be treating people with some dignity and love. You could have waited till break, said something to him at that point in time during the commercial break, and said, "Hey, look, my wife didn't appreciate it. I didn't appreciate it. She's going through alopecia. People don't know. I don't keep up with everybody's life. Brian doesn't keep up with my life. He ain't calling me saying, hey, Dante, you know what? What's going on, man? I want to know every detail. No. Nobody's doing it. I'm not keeping up with people's lives that live better than me, making more money than me, for making bad movies most of the time, except for King Richard, I guess it was good. I mean, look, After Earth was bad. Let's just put it like that. After Earth was horrible.
I never saw it. All right.
There you go. See, that's the reason why.
Let's move. Let's talk about toys. The Infinity Inquirer.
That is Inquiry.
The Infinity TMZ.
All right. So this week there was some news. The Crow movie, the reboot, moves ahead with Bill Skarsgård as Eric Draven, Rupert Sanders directing the Oscar nominee writer Zach Baylin.
Now, didn't we see a trailer for this, or was that an April Fool's joke last year?
That was last year. It was somebody's homemade trailer, like
the one where he's crying homemade the whole time.
Yeah, it was like what's it called? Fan made trailer. It was a fan made movie.
Because didn't we talk about that and think it was real?
Yeah, I think so.
We talked about something, and like, I just like the Crow. Like, I'll believe it when I see it. He's had so many start and stops getting another movie made. James O'Barr.
Mm-hmm.
So I would not, put too much stock into it.
Exactly.
Until I see something official, not on April Fool's Day.
Yep, there you go. We'll be getting 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi on May 27th on Disney Plus.
So it's an 8 episode or 6? No, it was a 6 episode, right?
I think it's 8, isn't it?
Victoria, do you know?
How many?
I believe it's 6 total.
Yeah, 6. Okay. That's what I thought as well. Okay. So we're gonna get 3 episodes within 5 days because we'll have a double episode Friday, and then the third episode Wednesday.
They did that with the first 2 Mando or every Mando season, right? First 2. They showed like 1 or 2 hours.
I think just the first one. Just the first one, if I remember.
It's part of their usual MO for some of these kickoffs.
I like how you said that every season. Like he's already had like 3 seasons already.
Oh, God, because I like blend Mando's seasons 1 and 2 with Book of Boba Fett just because there was so much crossover.
That wasn't Book of Boba Fett. I told you I was Mando season 2.5, sir.
Yeah,
that was his show. Him and Grogu were back again, tag team champions. Like, come on, they bringing it back for you.
Mm-hmm. Like Baldwin.
Oh my goodness, Jeremy. Oh my goodness. Jeremy with the super chat. Thank you very much. The AWOL show is real, I swear. For those who do not know, it's Animals of the Warrior Kingdom he's talking about. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, and then the last update is the anime series featuring Samurai Yushi. I'm not sure if I'm saying that. Descendant of Usagi will debut on Netflix April 28th. Characters will include Kitsune, Jin, Chitsu, and Tokich.
What is this? Usagi? Yojimbo?
Yep.
Cartoon?
I guess
really?
His kids.
Oh, his kids.
That sounds cool.
And I do apologize. I did miss James' chat, a super chat. I do apologize for that. Guess what Guess Will was trying to take the 60th and Elmwood vibe for real. If Chris Rock knew she had alopecia, then he was wrong. I don't know if he did or not. So when Ryan said he did not know,
that's just what he said. Whatever.
It's whatever.
Thank you, James.
Thank you. Yes, appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. All right, let's get down to business. Got enough fun and games. Let's talk to Victoria. You're here. We're glad you're here. We're happy you're here. So, Victoria, for those who do not know about you, please tell everybody who you are and how you became the queen of the toy ring.
The queen of the toy ring. Okay. Yeah. So I started Victoria's Cantina as a YouTube channel back in 2013. So this year's 9th anniversary, this month, actually, later this month. And yeah, so basically I've been collecting toys all my life. I've been very blessed and fortunate that, I have quite a few aunts and uncles, and they always gave us, I was the very first grandkid in the family. And for years, we would always get toys from all the aunts and uncles, all kinds. There was Kenner Ghostbusters, real Ghostbusters. There was Playmates Ninja Turtles. There was dinosaurs. There was Batman. There were also Barbies and all kinds of other things too. But anything that I felt was more imaginative is what I was drawn to. So over time, I amassed a big collection of toys, and I was very particular and careful with them since I was really little. Like I wasn't somebody that would just sit there and like make their toys like kill each other. Like I wouldn't do that. I was very like, oh, let me wash my hands before I handle my toys over here. Okay. Give me 1 second. Don't touch my toy. Like, leave it there. And then, I was very guarded about them, and I kept packages in some cases when I was like 8 years old. I was keeping boxes and stuff. And just over time, I think that the first one I got really serious about was Star Wars. Back during the Power of the Force days, 96 is when I got into Star Wars collecting. I had already been a fan of the movies, and they had brought back the toys in 95, and then I started buying them. And since then, I just kept collecting every year. And then, 2013, I'm like, I have so much stuff. Why don't I see a few people on YouTube? There's maybe like 5 YouTube channels talking about toys. Why don't I go ahead and start talking about toys on YouTube? And so I would showcase different things in my collection and talk about them and say, oh, this came out back during this year. And this is what I like about it. It was just very basic. But then, more toys are coming out. I'm just like, maybe I can show that new toy. There's that new line, the Black Series coming out, brand new line. Maybe I can show those on my channel. So it just kind of started like that. So I started featuring more recent toys and even like DC stuff and Jurassic Park stuff and all kinds of things, really. But mostly Star Wars more than anything else. And it just kind of grew from there. And then, I started the socials to go along with it, right? Like the Instagram, the Twitter, all that stuff. And then in 2016, I added a podcast, Cantina Chatter podcast, onto that as well. So then from there, I started meeting awesome people. I think I did something really cool with Ryan one time. He did some B-roll footage for me for one of my videos. I think at Celebration, was it? It was an event that was going on somewhere. I can't remember the exact event.
Yeah, 2019 Celebration in Chicago. And I felt horrible. I felt like I let you down, but I had horrible cell signal in that place. Like I could barely send a text message out. So I had to wait until we got back to our room, and by that time, every other website had dropped everything. So,
oh no, it was all good. No. I'm sorry you felt that way. No, it was all good. Totally appreciated. Just the fact that you would do that for me. So thank you again.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no. So I've met some awesome people in the community, and I live in San Diego, so I go to like Comic-Con every year, and when they have Celebration locally, I'll go to Celebration, and so started meeting people, networking with people, getting together and collaborating with people. And then I started the Vintage Collection podcast in 2019. And then I have a Disney podcast too. It's the Discoveryland podcast, which is nothing to do with toys. It's just Disneyland history, basically is what that show is. And then I have another show I co-host. It's Collect Jurassic World with Collect Jurassic, who is like the biggest online toy resource for Jurassic Park toys. And then I started writing as well during that time for different sites, Jedi Insider, Toy News Eye, Collect Jurassic, Gosh, there were several of them: Jedi Temple Archives, Bantha School, several others that I've worked with before. And I'm now writing for Effin Cool. So, it's really just starting that YouTube channel that one day, making that decision to do this, really like opened the door for just having a lot of fun, meeting awesome people in this community, and getting to know people. And I did work in I worked at Toys R Us for a little bit. So not that that came in handy with any of this, but I did work at Toys R Us for a period of time. Um, and I did work for a toy company for about 4 years. So I got, to see what that was like, on the inside. So yeah, it's been a blast. I obviously still collect. I collect too many things, actually.
Yep.
And it's hard to stay focused when you have so many interests, but I try my best. And it's all about the fun of it, right? I know a lot of us get too swept up in the frustrations, and it's easy to get upset and just fall into the whole negativity thing with all this stuff, because there's a lot of reasons to want to feel bad about collecting, and it's not an easy thing to do, right? You think it should be easy, it's not easy. But I try to focus on the positive aspects of it, while also being attentive and critical when necessary to certain things. But yeah, that's in a nutshell, that's what VC is about.
That's one thing I've always liked about your channel, is that you don't shy away from criticisms, but you're very fair. You don't cross lines, I guess, either way. You're critical of things when it's deserved, especially with how hard it is sometimes to get store exclusives and stuff like that. But you also keep the fun with it too, because we're not doing this to be stressed out and to be angry all the time. This is an outlet, for fun, to forget about our adult lives and the pain and stress that comes with that. So that's one thing I've always liked about your channel and the content you make.
Yes, you make some very, very awesome content.
But I hold on. I do want to say I blame Victoria for getting me into Jurassic Park collecting. So I really got into the Amber collection, and I got everything, including some of the super colossal stuff. But
Nice.
they ended it. They ended it before we got Lex and Tim, and heartbreaking.
It's funny because they did mention they're making a Lex and Tim, but it's in
for
the
3 3/4.
Yeah, the 3 3/4. I was going to say,
Yeah, there's a Kickstarter now that somebody's doing. I haven't really looked at it, so I don't know the details, but they want to create dinosaurs for Amber Collection. Third party, obviously, unlicensed, but they want to continue doing that. So
that would be cool.
I want to investigate that a little myself, because I'd like to get things that they didn't make. There's dinos and stuff we need still. So
yeah, I agree with you.
I almost wish that the license would split,
Ooh.
and we could have Mattel do the 3 3/4, maybe have Hasbro do the 6-inch, maybe have the Marvel Legends team do the 6-inch figures, because they do so well at Marvel Legends. But oh well, we got what we got, and I guess that's it.
And it's funny that you mentioned it, because I just got was it Muldoon and Grant this week, because Target was having the sales, buy 2 get 1 free. So I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah,
and I need those. I think the only one I don't have is Ian.
I got one for you. I'll send you one.
My man. That's what I'm talking about. Community building. Real quick, we got Wing Lou says, "Happy 9th anniversary of Victoria." Let's see. Jason Garcia says, "Victoria reignited my toy collecting after I discovered her channel."
that's sweet.
Let's see here. A lot of people talking about Moon Knight. Ted says, "One of the few well-stocked lines at Walmart, Jurassic Park." Dom also says, "Amber collection was so good, bummed it's over, but I'm thinking about the 3 3/4 inch figures I could probably get big scale photos out of." Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And Mobile Recluse says, "Hi. Hello, IE and Victoria."
Victoria, since you took such good care of your toys from the very beginning, did you manage to keep any of your childhood figures? And do you have any line now that is your favorite or you enjoy collecting the most out of the other ones?
Yeah, so I still have my very first Batman, and it's funny because I had it like next to me for months, and I just
Mm.
put it away a few weeks ago when I was organizing things.
Which one?
Yeah, so
Animated or the movie '89 or which?
it was the Toy Biz 1989 Michael Keaton Batman.
Ah, yeah.
And I know there were like 3 or 4 different head sculpt variants, so I'm not
Mhm.
sure which one it is, but,
Mm.
it's funny because I was just in Texas. I just got back. I was visiting my family. That's where I'm from originally, and, the store that came from was a store called Video Stop. It was a video VHS rental store back in the day, and right next it that's long gone, but right next to it now is a comic book store that I went into. It's called Quinn Comics, and really cool, really cool. The owner was awesome. I had a conversation with him, and I was telling him about, hey, I was with my dad, and I was like, it's this guy's fault that I started, doing all this stuff because he bought me that first Batman figure at that
Mhm.
store. It was right next to your store. It's not there anymore,
Mhm.
but it used to be there. And yeah, so I still have that. I still have most all my Kenner Jurassic Park stuff.
Mhm.
I still have all my Power of the Force 2 stuff. I posted a picture on the socials I think last week when I was at my parents' and said, hey, look, I just sent out these old Polaroids of my Power of the Force 2 collection. And so I posted those. And I still have a lot of stuff, not everything. Sadly, I don't know where a lot of the Kenner Real Ghostbuster stuff ended up.
Mhm.
A lot of the Playmates Ninja Turtles, I don't know where that went. I look
Yeah.
for it every time I go back.
Mhm.
Um, so I have a few things, but not as much as I wish that I did because I had so many things over the years that I would love to have now if they were still around, and maybe they are still somewhere at my parents', and I just haven't found them yet. But
Mhm.
as far as what overall, my Star Wars is always going to be the number one thing for me to collect.
Mhm.
That's if I had
Mhm.
to give up everything else, I would keep Star Wars and ditch everything.
Me too.
Um, yeah,
Nice.
thankfully I don't have to make that choice, but
Mhm.
like I'm all in on Star Wars. I collect not I don't go like for cereal boxes and stuff like that, but I'm pretty much all in when it comes to figures, 3 3/4 inch, Black Series,
Mhm.
Hot Toys. Like I do it all with
Oh
Star
yeah,
Wars. I
Hot
don't
Toys.
do that for anything else. That's the only thing I'll do that with is Star Wars. But yeah, I do still love collecting dinosaurs and certain DC things, not by the brand called McFarlane. And I still collect some Marvel Legends and some Ghostbuster stuff and some random dinosaurs from really cool companies. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
now I,
that's so. Go ahead, Dante.
I know I was just saying I do remember seeing those pictures because it brought took me back. I was like, maybe I need to go back to my mom's house and see what's still over at her house. Like because it's always weird. Like when you go back to your parents' house and you like you left stuff there and you start digging through it, like, oh, I forgot I had this. Oh yeah, I remember this. And you kind of see it, and you're like, yeah, like okay, these need to come home with me. Come on, babies, come on,
That
my children.
that's one of the best parts of being a collector
Yep.
is finding stuff at your parents' house that you had as a kid. Like,
Yeah.
and I think my mom has found everything and given it to me by this point.
Mhm.
But I remember the first time my son was probably about 4 or 5 years old, and she said, "Hey, I found a box of your old toys in the attic. Do you want them?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes, I want them. You kidding me?" And it had a bunch of my old Alien figures, like the Kenner.
Mhm.
I had the Power Loader and a Pwn and the Gorilla Alien. Anyway, that's all up in my kid's room now. He plays with that stuff. But
Mhm.
that is like it's almost like finding hidden treasure again.
Yep.
And I'm sure there's nothing left in my parents' house at this point, which is a little sad, but it makes it easier not to like go back and try to buy that stuff because it's like, well, those prices are getting so high now. Maybe I'll just move on and just stick with modern, which I've done.
There you go.
Yeah.
Real quick, we got some comments again here. Logic Blaster says 1990s Power of the Forest toy line is what got me back into collecting as an adult as well. Rhino Hobby says Victoria got me collecting TBS with the 40th anniversary Darth Vader review.
Mhm.
We do have a super chat here from Darth Clueless. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says, great to see Victoria, one of the best Black Series reviewers out there. Congrats on the anniversary.
Thank you so much.
So,
Greg
go
asks,
ahead.
Victoria, are there any other lines that are, excuse me, Victoria, are there any lines that are just in hand at least 6 months that you're really hyped about?
Coming in the next 6 months that I'm really hyped about. Well, there's the Jurassic World Dominion line. We've seen leaks of that, what that's going to look like. For the past few years, I've pretty much been all in on Mattel's Jurassic line because it was a golden age when that came in 2018. Hasbro had unfortunately assigned like their C team to Jurassic World in 2015, and they gave it their bare minimum, and they lost the license subsequently, went to Mattel, and then Mattel did a completely different thing. They released all kinds of dinosaurs, human action figures, everything that people wanted, they did basically. So I was pretty much all in on that. I'm not going to do that with Dominions just because they've taken such good care of the Jurassic line that they've made sure that it is an evergreen line. It's constantly on the shelves. Distribution is pretty well done. If you want something, you can generally find it without too much trouble, whether that's online or in store. And I'm not going to do that for Dominion just because I have too many Mattel Jurassic dinos at this point, and I have nowhere to put them. So I will be buying new species that I don't already have. But I'm really excited for that line because there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been officially revealed that's going to be coming. And I think a lot of people are going to be really excited for what's coming for
Awesome.
Jurassic.
Nice.
That's awesome. You said evergreen, and if there's anything that should be evergreen, it's dinosaurs. I mean, kids love dinosaurs, right?
Mhm.
We all love dinosaurs as kids, so it just makes sense that the fact that they have the Jurassic Park or Jurassic World IP, just keep them coming,
Yeah.
And
Totally.
I like the repaints too. I mean, I bought all the Amber Collection Raptors. I thought they were all awesome. It's a great line.
It is.
Yeah.
Victoria,
That T-Rex is awesome. Sorry. Okay.
Victoria, how deep do you get into the Star Wars Hot Toys stuff? Because I collect that stuff, and I'm pretty much a completionist. But I mean, if you collect Hot Toys, it's like there's not a lot of space in your budget to collect a lot of other things. So do you have like do you stick to any rules or anything when it comes to collecting the Hot Toys stuff?
I wish I did. I always tell people buy what you like. If you're somebody like me, though, then you're gonna like everything basically. I don't buy 100% everything Hot Toys. I buy probably, I would say 2/3 of the releases, but I don't buy everything.
Yeah, I don't get too much into the China pattern Stormtrooper or the gold Stormtrooper, but I do need like all the ABC characters, multiples, sometimes army builders like Stormtroopers or the Dark Troopers that are coming out in the middle of the year. So but I know what you mean. It's tough.
Yeah, it is really tough. And Hot
They
Toys
look
obviously,
so great.
yeah, they've been doing amazing things these last couple of years. And army building, right? I mean, there's even a couple I've had to do that 501st to have like 3 of them, and it's just because they're so good. They're so good, and once you miss that window of being able to get it, that's it. You're probably gonna have to pay double, triple in a few years. And I don't want to be paying $1,000 for a Hot Toys Trooper in a few years. So it's like better buy now and just have it, and that way, if I want to just play more later, they're there.
Yeah. It's crazy how the my most wanted one right now is like the 2-pack Hoth Stormtroopers, and they go for about $1,000. I think they were originally like $350 retail, something like that. So
Yep.
Hopefully they'll re-release them, with some other movie iteration.
Hopefully.
Real quick super chat from Robert Diaz. Thank you very much. Says 6 years ago I found a Battlefield Earth toys at a flea market. That's what got me back into collecting Battlefield Earth. Wow.
Battlefield Earth.
You couldn't say like it was like some random Batman that got me. It was Battlefield Earth. See John Travolta look like this some Klingon, some fake Klingon.
Yeah, lots of neon. That's crazy. You know what's crazy also about it's the Power of the Force 2 line is like I feel it's like one of the most disrespected lines ever, toy lines ever, just because it really helped kick off Star Wars again to another generation. But you can still find them in package in pretty much any store for like, $5 or whatever. And I don't hear much about collectors really hunting those out. I mean, they're easy to find, but you don't hear many people, Star Wars fans, that are like, yeah, I'm trying to complete my Power of the Force 2 line, collection.
Yeah.
I think part of that's because they're just not very good figures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
after the green card though, when they reduced the super heroic kind of build to them, but once they got into the other, like I think that Bespin Luke still looks like a pretty good figure. So
yeah,
once they got to a certain point,
Mhm.
I think they're still passable.
after Revenge of the Sith, though, when they started doing the Legacy collection and then the
Mhm.
Vintage collection, the Clone Wars collection, the figures got so good. I mean,
Yeah,
if you want a Bespin Luke, it's not going to be the
yeah,
Power of the
yeah,
Force 2. It's going to be the Vintage collection, right?
yeah. But I'm saying
So,
if you have a really strong emotional attachment to the original POTF2, that Bespin Luke is not a bad figure to display to this day.
Yeah.
well, maybe the kids that, well, I mean, I was Power of the Force 2 was when I started collecting as a collector, and I've said it a million times. But maybe there is, younger kids, which I guess they'd be in their 30s. Um, maybe that nostalgia will kick in at some point, and they'll want Power of the Force 2.
Yeah.
So, some of them have gone up in value, but for the most part, that whole line, including Power of the Jedi, has, you could pick them up for a couple bucks, mint on card.
Yeah. Greg says, Victoria, what are your most wanted figures that you want made for Black Series?
Ooh, that's a tough one. The Tonica sisters. No.
Yes.
That will never happen.
By the way, you, and her name escapes me, but you had a great podcast where you interviewed the actress that played.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One of the Tonica sisters. Can you remind me of her name?
Angela Staines.
Yeah. Everyone should go listen to that podcast. It's awesome. And it kind of goes into why that character hasn't been made in Vintage Collection or really ever.
Mhm.
Even like other stuff
yeah.
that has nothing to do with toys and just any kind of marketing or adverts or anything. It's a handful of things.
Well, you got to listen to that podcast. Trust me. But anyway,
Yeah.
your most wanted Black Series figure.
Yeah. No, so thank you. Note that there's 2 episodes. There's one on Cantina Chatter where I interviewed her in 2017, and then there's one from I think last year, actually. It was early last year on Vintage Collection podcast where she kind of, updates on the status of that. Yeah, it's an interesting story. And I was fortunate enough to give her a very first interview in 40 years on Star Wars. So that was really cool. But yeah, so I'm thinking Ayla Secura would be one. I love the Jedi, and I think we need more Jedi figures. I know there's rumors that she's coming, but I would have told you her from day one that that's what I wanted to see. Hammerhead is another one. I think I love Cantina aliens, just aliens across the board, and I think we need Hammerhead. Greedo and what is it, Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan, those are the only ones we have for the Cantina since Black Series came out 9 years ago almost. So we need that. Another one I would say I would go with, I think we need another Darth Maul. And I would probably make that Clone Wars Season 7. I think that's overdue. And I know we have 2 so far, and I prefer the comic version without the shirt, but it's still not perfect. I think the Vintage Collection one they did is perfect, and if they made that in 6-inch, I would love that. And then final one, I think we need more Padme, so I would say Queen Amidala in just her regular Episode 1 outfit.
Yeah,
Padme. Yeah, I want a Pot Toys one, of course, because that gown. I don't understand why they don't make more of that Queen Amidala figure, because I think it's the best one out. It's my favorite one out of all of them, just because the costume design is so amazing.
They're probably they're probably scared because so many Padmes have been peg warmers. So maybe that's why, and that's a lot of new sculpting, and that's a lot of sculpt, right? I mean, she would definitely probably be a deluxe, just because of all that,
real working lights.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, you know how like Marvel Legends, they'll do like a 5-pack Amazon exclusive, like they did Alpha Flight, they did that Wolverine set, Infinity War villain box set. I would love a Cantina box set of just aliens from the Cantina in Black Series. They've never really done a big box set like that outside of like Stormtroopers. But man, that would be so cool. Get like Hammerhead. Get
Yeah,
get
people
the
have been asking for
Doros.
that though too, and I'm surprised they haven't dawned with that because a lot of people have been asking like, just give us a box set of aliens, either like the Cantina ones
Again,
or just like Alien itself, because they did it with the creatures, like the creature box set,
mm-hmm.
and it was what, two Salacious Crumbs in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was all molds that had been released before, and I think that's
Right.
what holds them back is that these aliens would be so much new sculpting. They have to find out where they could reuse it later on in the line. Which my thing is like, just turn it into a Jedi later. Everyone will buy that. Everyone will buy a Hammerhead Jedi. It doesn't have to be like a in canon character. Just make it. People would eat that up. So
Yeah.
there's reuse there. I think it's just that's what's holding them back. And we see the prices of Black Series. A regular Boba Fett is a deluxe for some reason, right? They claim paint apps,
Yeah.
fine. Okay, it's paint apps. But that might be something as well. I mean, man, it seems like everything now is a 6-inch trooper, clone trooper, stormtrooper variant. We don't get a lot of aliens.
No.
What if you got a special edition Cantina alien pack? Would you get it?
I would.
You would.
I don't
Just the
have-
ones that they put in for the special edition, though.
Are you talking Return of the Jedi or?
No, episode 4, New Hope.
Yeah, I totally would. Yep.
Okay.
What if
But
they
I mean, I'm crazy, man. Like if it's Star Wars,
Well, hold on.
Aside,
So
like sequel trilogy aside, if it's Star Wars, I'll probably buy it.
if we're gonna throw the hypothetical out, how about they just put out Alien Pack, but it's just the band itself?
The Biff?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be one figure 5 times over with different instruments.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't buy that?
Slam
I'm just
dunks.
saying. Look, there you go. Slam dunk. I did have a question. You say you do collect the DC line. Now, is it the older Mattel line, or is it more like the old DC Direct line?
So I have a lot of Kenner, Batman Returns, Batman 89. I still have some of my childhood favorites, and then I have some that I bought in later years that I never had. Like I never had the Kenner 89 Batmobile, so I picked that up maybe like 5 years ago. Still in the box and everything. And I looked on eBay at what those are going for these days, and I could not believe what I saw a month or two ago when I looked at
Wow.
it. But so I have a lot of that. For 6-inch, I do have the Mattel Batman Classics 1966 series line. Got the whole line for that. I have a lot of the Arkham figures that DC directed. I have a lot of the movie masters they did for the Dark Knight trilogy. I have certain Figuarts figures. I have certain Mafex figures that they did for like the Dark Knight trilogy. And I have, like, Mattel did the 6-inch Batmobile for Justice League. I have that. And I did get a few. I'll be honest here. I did get some of the McFarlane stuff earlier on for the 66 line. But I've since canceled anything I had in pre-order lately. But I did.
I'm sorry. Those figures that the 66 ones, just Mattel did it so much better. I'm like, why release something so inferior to what's already been done just a few years ago? I don't know.
Yeah, they did a really good little line. It was very robust. They hit all the main characters. They even did Alfred, for goodness sakes. They did a Batmobile. They did a Batcave. Their Batmobile was way better than the one McFarlane did, bigger.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did some really cool stuff. They even did Batgirl. So, female character right there. They did her somehow. So believe it or not.
And if I remember right, that Batgirl was not a peg warmer.
No.
She was not that easy to come by.
Yeah. You could not find it. You
No,
see Joker, Surfing Joker, and Surfing Batman, but there's
that's
no
right.
Batman.
With their surfboards,
yes,
mind you.
That is true.
Somehow those accessories escape the more recent versions, but
exactly. So, a little story, because you mentioned the Batmobile. I had that Batmobile when I was a kid. Used to drive that around all the time, zipping and flying around my little room with the Hall of Justice sitting there. I can say I still have my Hall of Justice from the Kenner times.
Ooh,
nice.
So one day I will go back and like, hey Mom, where's my blue Batmobile? Oh, I gave it to somebody else.
Oh no.
Oh man.
I'm so sorry. At least you still have your Hall of Justice. I always wanted that as a kid. I coveted that thing, never had it.
So I don't know what happened to my suit. I had because I know I swore I had the Superman like the flying ship, his ship. Superman. I don't know why he needed a ship, but he's Superman. So he needed a ship to go with the figure. So I don't know.
He just remember he would fly that into outer space.
Yeah, that's right.
To collect like kryptonite.
Yep.
Because he needed to be shielded from the kryptonite, if I remember correctly. But I love the Supermobile. I think it was called the Supermobile.
Something like that. Yeah. Something crazy.
I love that toy, man. I reacquired it and then I sold it again. And now I'm right now in this moment, I'm kind of regretting it again.
I want to tell you like one of the best vehicles, probably even more coveted than Batmobile, was 1989 Batwing.
Oh,
I had it.
I had it too. So good.
Well, let me clarify. I didn't have the Kenner version. I had the Toy Biz version.
Me too.
Yeah. Same here.
That's the one, the 89 Toy Biz. That one was, even though the turbojet from Kenner was pretty cool, the 89 Batwing was far superior. It was movie accurate. It had the handle with the trigger that you could
the claw grip to grab the Joker. Like, yeah, good, get your Joker. You felt like you were in the commercial with the kids too. They're like, yeah, get the Joker. Yo, those were the toys that made you feel like you're awesome. They no matter if it was man, woman, you were still getting them. Now, you can say yes. Even Batman Returns with Catwoman, I still enjoyed that figure, even though the whip didn't fit in her hand all the way.
That's my favorite Batmobile from that era. Is the one that splits up into the.
I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to want it.
Yeah, the Bat Missile.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The original, the first one from '89, was good.
Yeah, no, I had that too.
So Toy Biz had the no canopy Batmobile, but it sat two figures like the movie.
Yes,
but
the
Kenner and a trunk. But the Kenner one had the canopy, but only one figure.
Yeah. So
we never really got that perfect Batmobile, and even as a kid, that always bugged me.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I think there's still room for somebody to do that. Unfortunately, it'd have to be somebody that has the DC license, but I think there is still room for somebody to do that. Maybe, I know Mayfax doesn't really do a whole lot into bigger vehicles, but or Medicom, but I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe Mesco could do something like that for their 6-inch scale Batman figures. I'd love to see that. I know Hot Toys did one, but that's a whole other thing that I'm never going to have. But I'd like to see
Jazz Inc. Also, I'm sorry, Victoria. Did you see are you aware of Jazz Inc. and how they're officially doing 1/6 scale Warner Brothers stuff? So you saw the Batwing?
Yeah, super cool. Yeah. I was thinking, because Spin Master does the 4-inch ones. I wonder if maybe they could do an 89 3/4-inch Batmobile. But we'll see. That probably have to be a non-movie year, and this is a movie year. So
yeah.
It's just when you think about those toys, like how much fun you had playing with them, and then you think about now, like how far we progress. It's wild. Like you still had the same fun, even though you don't have the vehicles, but you remember like having the vehicles being on that floor, no matter if it was carpet or rug burns.
Because they don't make vehicles anymore.
Exactly, and I think that's what brought it out mostly. Like most of those figures, even if you didn't have one, you were making your own. Like you were designing your own. Like you had a piece of cardboard box. Like, hey, can I get that cardboard box? You like, hey, this is somebody's hideout or whatever. Your imagination did everything for you. You knew where every place was. You knew where every section was. Like, hey, your parents were like, "What you doing?" Like, well, this is Joker's hideout, right? So Batman is trying to get in there, right? You give him the full rundown story.
I think it was easier to world build back then when you were a kid than it is now, just because there's just more stuff. There was more stuff out there to help you world build.
Yeah,
and I think cost, manufacturing cost plays a lot into that, right? Because I think most modern collectors are I shouldn't say most. A lot are into 112 or 1/6 if you're into Hot Toys, right?
Yeah.
Of course, 3 3/4 still is strong with Star Wars, but cost plays into that, and also kids like video games.
Yeah,
man. Kids like iPads,
and so No.
Yeah. Look, there's always kids like mine who his dad's a toy collector, so he's into toys, of course. But I think widely kids are more into video games and TikTok and their iPad and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So you said that he's into Ben 10 now, right?
He likes
One
Ben
of the
10. He likes Ben 10, Mario. He even likes some Marvel Legends when it's the right one. He'll play with them.
Okay, so just Ben 10 because it's a bit more current than the stuff that we collect. Do they sell, vehicles and play sets for those Ben 10 figures?
They did. Yeah, they had really cool vehicles. The line is ended. I think Playmates stopped producing it like about a year ago or maybe 2 years ago. But yeah, it had really cool vehicles.
Yeah,
So it's
because
possible.
look at some of the ones that do have vehicles are like 4-inch figures, like Fortnite. They have some cool vehicles. Like I was looking at the truck. The truck like it has headlights that light up, and it's really cheap. If I could buy that for a 6-inch figure at that same price, I'd buy gangbusters of them. You see me have like 4 or 5 trucks sitting up here, and like and you know what? I gotta give it to Mattel on this. With their WWE figures, when they make vehicles, they work. They work for the other figures that you may have.
The
That Slambulance,
Slambulance is great, man.
exactly.
Ambulance.
There's no you can knock it all you want.
So
That Slambulance is worth its money.
their vehicles are so
And even the convertible that they came out with, that was worth it. Yeah, it's just like
They're doing a tow truck now.
I missed a tow truck.
what does that have to do with wrestling?
Something I saw it on Toy Amigos
Don't
on
they
Thursday.
always-
They're going to be
don't
doing
they
a tow
always-
truck.
Yeah, don't they always tow some car away? Like beep beep, like look, I got your car driving away. Like Stone Cold did it. You know, come on, Alex. You know how many wrestlers got towed cars or cement cars? Come on, Alex. I know you're not asking these questions, sir. As a wrestling fan, you can't
That
start
was like
nothing.
20 years ago.
You just no, they still do it. You did not see Brock Lesnar breaking windows on cars last week, or
No.
week, 2 weeks ago. Okay,
No.
sir.
Alex, I think the 112 vehicles are so popular for me and Dante. And Dante, I know you're into wrestling. I'm not so much into wrestling anymore. Used to be years ago. But the 112 cars are really appealing to me, guys like me and Dante, because of toy photography.
Yeah.
And they basically can serve as props in pictures for other lines. It's not just for wrestling. That's why I bought the Slambulance and that convertible.
Exactly. And you know what? And that's why I went to Costco and bought that Batmobile for that 12-inch Batman. I went and bought that Batman. It's right up on the DTOF next to the Batmobile with Batman sitting in it. Now, for those who do not remember the Batman, it started out weak, but it was a great cartoon after a while because he did start forming the Justice League after like 3 or 4 seasons. I can't remember.
I would say that Spin Master's doing a really good job with their Batman movie line right now. So the world building on that, they've done the Batmobile. There's several iterations of the Bat Cycle. You can get like a battle damaged version and like a clean version. You can get Catwoman's cycle. You can get the Bat Cave. So they've done some really neat stuff, and all that stuff is is very interactive. So definitely hats off for them to keeping that scale alive and continuing to offer kids, because it is a very kid friendly line. It's very accessible to price points too. Something they can just get right into.
Yeah.
Now,
I didn't know they did a Batcave.
White Mike Vegeta saying the WWE truck has a wrecking ball. Maybe that's what it was. It looked like a tow truck in the picture I saw, but yeah, I think there is a wrecking ball on it.
Yeah, Six Pack Nick there said, it does have a wrecking ball on it.
Okay.
Yep. And Johnny Coke says, imagine if, you know what? Shout out to my man Johnny. I got to talk to him this week. We were playing some Elden Ring on PS5. Johnny is such a cool guy. I got to talk, such a nice, cool guy to talk to. So if you ain't following Johnny, go follow Johnny. If you're just subbing to, I think I missed somebody's comment. They said they just subbed to Victoria Cantina's channel. Good job. If you haven't subbed, you need to go do that. Not do it right now. You do it after the show. Go get them subs up. Build them subs up. And if you like this, what you're seeing here, hit the sub and hit the like button and hit the sub button. Even if you don't like my opinions, it's okay. You can like Alex's opinions. There you go. Just come for Alex. He's a real star of the show. Let's see. I think I did get that one. Yeah, I did. I got it, Ryan. Thank you.
Okay.
Johnny says, imagine if they still made those random non-canon vehicles like the Wolverine motorcycle with his face where the headlights would be. You know what? We laugh at that, but those are the great vehicles. Like, when's the last time we've gotten a Blackbird since Toy Biz made one?
There was a Transformer.
That doesn't count. The one that you could actually put fingers in.
Yeah.
Because remember that Blackbird, when you got that Blackbird, it was a hot figure. It was a hot little vehicle because you fit two. I think it was like one character fits in the cockpit. Then you had another character that's in the middle, and then you pop up the missile launcher in the back, and you can put a character back there to shoot the rockets off. Like, that was a great little vehicle. You fit 3 figures in there, okay? Hey, who minded? Not this. Even like, unfortunately, when they went off a little deep end when they made the mech figures, but that was a little. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Fantastic Four, and thank you, Robert, in the X-Men movie Blackbird they also had. But I forgot about the Fantastic Four vehicle they did as well too. The one that Ryan sent me, I forgot about that one as well.
Oh yeah. That was a weird one because Hasbro, was it Toy Biz at that time? I think it was still Toy Biz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they were making, Legends and their Fantastic Four classics and Spider-Man classics. They were all 6-inch, but then they made that Fantastic Four, Fantastic Car in 5-inch, and the figures that came with it were 5-inch scale. Yeah. So I was like, well, this doesn't fit with everything else I have. That was a weird choice, man.
It was. Sorry, sorry. I'm sorry, Victoria. I got my guys all on tangents for vehicles. I'm like, because there's so much cool stuff that we would love to have in our collection. Even if you don't use it for toy photography, like who wouldn't want? And this is just an example. There's been plenty of Black Series X-Wings. Was it been 2 or 1?
There's been no Black Series X-Wings, only Vintage Collection and their basic.
They made a TIE Fighter.
I thought there was a
First Order TIE Fighter, right? No.
Yeah, the Black Series, all they've done is smaller vehicles like speeders and speeder bikes. But they did do the TIE Fighter, which I actually just got rid of. Okay. Which, remind me, if we do hauls, I have something I have to show. Gotcha. But the TIE Fighter was awesome. It was a sequel trilogy TIE Fighter, which probably...
First Order.
It was the First Order, which is probably contributed to why it was such a shelf warmer. Yeah. Also, that thing was so big.
I heard the wings kind of bend, and like when you stand it...
They were a little... Victoria, do you have it?
Yes.
Do you have it displayed?
No.
Yeah, see? Because it's so big, right? And I had mine hanging from the ceiling because there's no shelf that I had anyway that would hold that freaking thing. It's monstrous. Mm-hmm. And I think that's another thing that holds back these companies from making 6-inch vehicles. They're so big. There's not a huge market for it. And I mean, the prices are, even at this point especially, are astronomical. I mean, that TIE Fighter originally was $160. I ended up buying it when it dropped under $50. I think I got it for $40. They went to deep clearance at so many places.
Especially for collectors, the preferred scale is 112 6-inch. So I could see how it'd be more difficult to of course it's more difficult to produce toys, vehicles in places of that size.
And then when we say that though, but Mattel gets away with it with the few vehicles that they make, and most of the time they get eaten up.
Now
I'm just saying. I'm just saying as example. I know that I don't know they don't like put out like a bunch of vehicles, but the few that they do get kind of bought up pretty quick.
I mean, it's hard to compare that to Star Wars because they don't have the astronomical licensing fee that Hasbro does. I mean, yes, there is a fee with WWE license, but I imagine it's way less than Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think it's also just an overall industry mindset. It's just they're selling less toys. Why would they invest more money on a 6-inch scale? vehicle or something like that. I mean, I think it's easier to get away. It is easier to get away with a 3 3/4.
Oh yeah.
But I think that's all kind of like, harkening back to the whole Todd thing about how he was saying how female figures don't sell. I mean, he deserves blame too, but that's, like I said, that's something that I've heard for decades working with some of these people. It's not just him, it's in the whole mindset in the industry, so it's tough go ahead.
I mean, just to get back to vehicles real quick, I think that TIE Fighter is a big reason why they probably started HasLab. Because I bet the retailers didn't want another one. They sat around and like I said, I bought mine for $40, right?
Didn't they cancel? Weren't they going to put out another 6-inch vehicle and then they canceled it based on the sales of the TIE Fighter?
They did toll up an X-Wing. It never came out. I don't know if it was original trilogy or sequel trilogy, but yeah, they were going to follow it up with an X-Wing, and then because of how poorly the TIE Fighter did, that never got released.
Which I can understand, because that thing took up a lot of space in the retail area. Like when you look down the aisle, you see how much like they were like stacked. The thing was like 2 or 3 deep, and they weren't moving.
I think the retailers would have taken it if the TIE Fighter sold better.
Yeah.
And I think the TIE Fighter would have sold better if it was original trilogy. Because original trilogy doesn't tend to stick around, right? I mean, that stuff's gone. So, yeah. I mean,
Robert says they also had the Snowspeeder as well, which sold well. Well, Snowspeeder is a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
It doesn't take up as much space as a TIE Fighter, which I can see. Like, if you're choosing between like a TIE Fighter and a Snowspeeder, but like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and get the Snowspeeder because, I'm very limited on space. So this will fit just nicely enough for me to have as a vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's an exception because that's one of the rare Star Wars vehicles that is like considered a full-size vehicle, but it's small enough to fit, wherever.
I question whether that did sell well because it's still available at most retailers at retail price. And we're almost 2 years after its release. I'm pretty sure you can still buy that on GameStop, Big Bad, for retail. I think. I saw it not that long ago.
That's a good question. I don't know. But thank you, Victoria, for giving us a in-depth look at Victoria's Cantina. Maybe one day we all can come to California and we all get some drinks at the Cantina. And I can be the guy like I just want to be the guy in the back playing the music. That's all. Like, hey,
a biff.
Hey. Oh yeah, and I'm sorry. And shout out to my man Colossal Customs who made a very awesome looking bantha that would sell as a good Star Wars animal. I want to say like yeah.
He made an excellent bantha.
Yes. If you haven't check it out. He posted in the Infinity Equation Facebook group. So if you're there, if you're not joined, go ahead and hit us up, join.
And his Instagram, Colossal, put your Instagram tag in the chat. I think it's just at Colossal Customs.
Yep.
An amazing, almost 6-inch scale bantha. It works with 6-inch scale. It's a little undersized because that's all he had to work with. He built it off of an elephant toy, and he recently got a bigger elephant toy, and he's going to make another one. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. It looks as good as the Power of the Force 2 bantha, but a little bit bigger for 6-inch.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we did have some toy news this week. Very little that dripped out. Let me bring this up. Today, most people thought this was an April Fool's joke, but Mr. Dan Yoon, I don't have my Dan Yoon hat over here that Dan sent me, but
I mean, I have a flat bill. I'll put this one on.
But it's not.
Did he really?
Dan Yoon. Yeah, he did send me. Dan Yoon sent me a hat. Yo, Dan Yoon for the marketing team is my man. He be sending me stuff. He be sending me free paperwork, free paper from my copier. Because he's like, I'm on the marketing team. I'll send you some marketing stuff, some marketing paper stuff. Like that. My man be like, yo, he hooked me up with that paper and the hats. Paper hats. But we did get a look at the Marvel Legends Moon Knight from the series Moon Knight.
Did you guys like it, by the way?
I enjoyed it.
Yes.
I haven't seen it, but
I haven't seen it yet either.
So I'll say this. I understand why they gave critics 4 episodes. I think if they would have gave people 2 episodes and then 2 more episodes after that, the next week, I think more people will understand, because there are some who do not even know about Moon Knight, don't know about the character at all. So you're going and watching this, you're going to be very confused if you don't know about the character. So I can understand why. If that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Alex. It's like, if you know about the character, then you'll kind of understand for the first episode. You may enjoy the first episode a little bit more.
Okay. You should be able to just pick it up. You shouldn't have to have read the comics in order to.
You know, Moon Knight's a complex character.
Is he?
Yeah. Look, I've never read a Moon Knight comic, but I know enough about the character. When I started watching it, I understood everything. I thought the first episode was good. I hope it stays solid, and I hope we get a really great series. It felt like I was watching a movie.
Yeah, it was good. To display Don's from Dan Who's show, called out his sweater, saying, "Why is he wearing this shirt? He's wearing this expensive sweater. Shouldn't he be wearing an H&M sweater?" I'm like, "Dang, go on, calling out the man's porter. Like, he's just working at the museum."
I actually think this figure looks better than he did in the show. And we haven't seen a ton of him in the show, but
yeah,
something about the design, it looks a little too mummy-ish, which I understand it makes sense because of his power set. But in the comic, he wasn't like all wrapped up in
it was just a white suit.
Yeah, but I think this figure looks cool.
Yeah, but I kind of like the gold highlights that are in there, because it does kind of give a little reminiscence of that era of like West Coast Avengers look.
Mm-hmm.
When he did have like the gold, has some like gold parts in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. Your boys got toys. Said, laugh aloud, Rich. How's he affording designer clothes in a gift shop? Exactly. Dom, please don't you start no trouble tonight. Talbot looks way better than the Diamond Select one. Do I think I forgot to bring up a picture of that one. Hold on. We're gonna find a Diamond Select one.
I don't know why Diamond Select wanted to re-release a figure that's 15 years old. It does not look good.
There it is. Oh man. Oh, they don't have it up here.
No.
Oh man. Hopefully I can find it for later on. But yeah, there is a Diamond Select one, and it does not look good at all.
I mean, it looks like a 15-year-old figure. It's very dated.
Yeah. And then in the Hot Toys world, we got Classic Loki.
This is from what show is this from?
Loki.
Oh, duh.
That's
not what's his name though. That's another actor.
Yeah,
it's not Tom Hiddleston.
I forget his name.
Sorry, I didn't see the Loki series. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
It's the same actor that Bill Burr shot in The Mandalorian. The Imperial officer that he just pulls out the gun and shoots him. It's like the same actor.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
He was in The Rise of Skywalker. He was General Price.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. I got mixed up then. The guy that Bill Burr shot, wasn't he in Star Wars too?
No, he wasn't. That's a different guy. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I'm sorry. Marvel. I thought. Okay, I'm mixed up then.
Okay. Oh, everybody's. Your boys got toys, and Dark Clue says it's Richard Grant.
Oh, Richard Grant. Okay, thought it was Stephen Ray.
But it looks cool.
Yeah,
I like the little singed cape at the bottom.
Yeah, man, Hot Toys.
Yeah, but this is just another one to get the pass on.
Yeah, well, me too. I mean, I can't get them all, and I don't really collect the Marvel Hot Toys stuff anymore.
Look,
Looks
I'm just
great.
waiting for my first one. Wait till Spidey gets here. And we'll see how it goes.
He's been preparing to ship in my account for like a week already. So he should be shipping out any day.
I blame you, Alex. I remember I blame you for this.
No, you're gonna stick to just Spidey, and you can control yourself. If you passed on that Doc Ock,
I did pass on the Doc Ock.
Then you're gonna pass for most everything else.
Yeah,
it's great sculpt.
The Batman might be the next, maybe the only other one I'll make it.
Oh, really? Okay, wow.
Maybe. Oh, Class Custom and Dark Blue says he was in Batman Begins as well. As Joe
he was Joe Chill.
Oh, that guy. Okay,
that's where I went wrong. Thank you.
Oh, you did. Oh, you get the Thor frog. You get the frog Thor in there. That's awesome. I'll go back. Look at that. That is so awesome.
That's great.
Now, Alex, I know you don't collect like MCU stuff for Hot Toys, but this is so classic looking. Is this something you would pick up?
If Loki was like one of my fave villains, then probably. But I would pick up that Doc Ock before I pick up this guy. But I'm not going to pick up either. Maybe that Venom.
Yeah, that Doc Ock. If he wasn't so expensive, I probably would.
Yeah.
I probably would do it.
With those tentacles, they're always going to be like deluxe price.
Yeah. I know we didn't get to it and talk about this one, the re-release of IG.
No, this is no, it was the re-release of the K2SO, which is the
K2SO. I'm sorry, yeah.
Mechanical droid, I think, from Mandalorian is what they called him. Victoria, I don't know if you.
It's from the Book of Boba Fett. It's the assassin droid, from the Night of 1,000 Tears.
Yeah. Do you Siege of Mandalore?
Do you have the original K2SO release from Rogue One?
I do not. If they would have re-released that, I probably would have gone it, but I don't think I want this version.
Oh, there's too much of a difference, huh?
Yeah, and it's just, all the damage on it and the dirt and everything. Just not my preference. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm holding out for a K2SO also. And we'll get them, for the Cassian Andor series, I'm sure.
Yeah. With IG-11, you get light up functions, heavy blaster rifle, double shoulder belt, and a desert theme sting.
Yeah, I have this guy. He came out a while ago.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well, they make it like it's a new one. They just posted it 2 days ago.
I think he's still available, so maybe they're just trying to advert so people buy him up. Which he will sell out. That figure though, it's like I'm scared to pose him because the limbs are so skinny. There's no die cast. I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm worried about like the little rubber pieces like on his like elbows and knees. So I have mine like I don't have him in an extreme pose right now, but I do. I know that happened with the Black Series one from years ago, so I'm just kind of worried it'll happen with this one. But hopefully not. Hopefully Hot Toys has better materials they're using than Black Series is.
Yeah.
And then the AEW Unmatched Wave 4 went up for pre-order today for our wrestling fans. We got Jade Cargill, CM Punk, MJF, I forget which, Corazon de Leon, Chris Jericho, Cody.
This is Mexico attire. This is all the stuff that they
did show, but they went up for pre-order today.
It's funny though because they're still using a lot of the, like the sneak peek photos and not like official photos for the pre-orders.
Only got the two that I needed out of this: CM Punk and Jade Cargill.
So is CM Punk like really into punk rock music or something? I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's a huge punk rock fan. He's really good friends. One of his best friends is Lars from Rancid and
really?
Operation Ivy. Yeah,
Rancid is like one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, he when they did his documentary, Lars was all over that and yep.
Cool. Maybe I'll get that figure then.
Just because he's friends with Lars.
Hey, I would love a 6-inch line of like musicians. Like I know McFarlane way back in the day did like
not posable at all.
Right.
But those things go for like pretty penny nowadays too.
Yeah.
But yeah, BSTAXN Best Action is doing something like that, but a 5-inch.
Yeah, those figures.
Yeah, they have like Slash, they have
Mhm.
Angus Young
Angus.
from AC/DC, they have Gene Simmons from Kiss. I think they have like a Billie Eilish or I don't know, somebody else.
Yeah, I think so.
But they're 5-inch, so.
And then from Ramen Toys, we got Monstar from Silverhawks. I think this is like die-cast metal too. If I remember
From
correctly.
Ramen Toys, they did the Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Which went up for pre-order. I got the Quicksilver at the discounted price. I think it was $65. And they're doing the same thing with Monstar. If you pay up front early, you'll get it for $85 instead of $110. I think that was the number. I didn't get Monstar. I'm just gonna have, Quicksilver. I'll be good with that. I don't need the whole team. Maybe I'll get Blue. What's his name? I don't remember their names, but Monstar. I don't know. Maybe.
When is this? Did they give a release date?
On this, they say August.
And this is going to be available only through pre-order through their site, or is it going to be available?
Yep, through Ramen Toys.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I did not. Felipe, I did not miss your question. So Felipe he said he's going to WonderCon. Alex, he wanted to know where he can get your cover from at WonderCon.
I assume at the IDW booth if they have one there. Unless it's, I'm sorry, I really don't know. It's available there, so maybe look in the program and I don't know. If the IDW booth isn't there, but I think they should have a booth there because they're right.
They may. It depends. Who knows?
Let me check. Let me see if they're going to have an exhibitor booth there, and I'll let you know.
It was on their website. If that helps.
Yeah. No, I know it's available through their website,
and they ship it pretty quick because I ordered and they shipped it out. They were like, "Yep, here you go." I was like, "What? What happened?" I didn't ship this quick. I think this is just a statue, isn't it? I think this is a statue, but it's a statue. It's a Mandalorian of Din Djarin and Grogu, or as I call him, aka Gogurt. It's Gogurt. Look, he's Gogurt. Okay.
It looks really good until the helmet. Does the helmet look weird to you, or is that just me?
It looks fine.
Okay, Felipe, they will. I'm sorry to cut you. IDW Publishing will have a booth. Their booth number 1109, so you can get it from them there.
There you go.
The helmet looks a little big.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Slightly.
I can't really tell. Like, it looks.
Do you collect the statues, Victoria, at all?
No, I don't. Statues is one place I'll draw the line. If I can't pose it, I do have a couple of statues. I have a Julie Newmar Catwoman, and I have a Marilyn Monroe statue. But other than that, like I don't do statues. I like to be able to manipulate and pose things. So
same here. I'm the same exact way.
There's very few statues I do enjoy. Like I see, if it's like the big X-Men one. I know it's that giant one that everybody loves, and I don't think they ever finished making it. But it was the one with the X-Men fighting the Sentinel on it.
Yeah, I know.
Was that
Colossus on it?
Yeah, it was like
Colossus
I know
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that's a great statue.
That thing is huge.
There's only one statue that I would get, which is the 1/6 scale Sideshow Rancor, just because it would. But
that does look really cool.
Then we got NECA Turtle Tuesday Secret Ooze Celebration Pack.
Yeah, I think they're up for pre-order for another week or so. So they're selling the Part 2 movie VHS box set and then the accessory pack. And I think also, slightly different paint apps, a little bit brighter headband, longer headbands. They come with all the goofy weapons that were in Part 2. But that accessory pack, I was just gonna get it and put it on my Part 1 figures, but because I found out that the paint apps are going to be different, so I have to get both of them.
Yeah, I love both movies, but I'm good with just the first movie Turtles. I didn't feel the need to get Secret of the Used Turtles. But the accessory pack, a lot of cool stuff, man.
Yeah. Only have one set of turtles, the Power Ranger turtles, and that's all I needed in my life.
I was when I was on Dan Who's show a few weeks back. We were talking about how part 2 is probably the more popular nowadays of the movies, because it's like I was saying the same thing on Dan's show. It's like part 1 is kind of the culmination of the original Turtles fans that have probably followed them since the comic book in the 80s. That was like the end, for us. And then part 2 is actually like where the next generation kind of picked up in it, and they're the ones that are really shelling out the money for this stuff now. So I think that's part of the reason why this part 2 has kind of surpassed in some ways the first movie, even though it's not a better film. I don't
and Vanilla Ice. Come on.
Yeah.
Vanilla
Ice. Yeah.
Look at the paper. It
Hopefully
says Ninja
NECA
Rap
does
is
him.
born. Come on.
Oh, he's coming.
Yeah.
Well, I think they teased it. They didn't show anything, but they teased. They basically confirmed it. What's his name? I did on the Foosh.
Ninja Rap. Ninja.
I can't remember his name.
Robo?
No, the other, not Robo, the guy that works for NECA, the designer, lead
Randy?
designer. No, he's the
Blaine
with the beard. No, I can't remember his name, but
Ryan's gonna go through the whole staff. He's like, I got the roll this right here. Hold on. John,
whatever.
Jake, Jimmy,
Tom,
he's right. Tom.
Gerald.
Ronnie. I know it was Ronnie there. Ronnie used to work there when I worked there. That's right, Vanilla Ice. But I probably would get the accessory pack just for the cups, the chips, and just to have the newspaper that says Ninja Rap is born.
Come on, that computer, that early 90s computer.
So much,
So why is that computer so much better than the one they gave Sam Jackson Amber Collection?
Well, it's Mattel.
That's
it's
my
going to be
computer.
a little more simple. But the one that came with Sam Jackson was still good.
It was good, but I like this one better. It looks like a computer he'd be using at Jurassic Park. He'd be like, that's one that looked like he had that cigarette. Everybody hang on to your butts. Bam! Hit that little button. And then you find his little arm dangling. If
NECA made Jurassic Park toys, we might get the cigarette with Sam Jackson too.
Oh man, that cigarette dangling out of his mouth.
Yeah.
That's the one accessory you'll lose in the carpet or on the floor. Because it'll be dangling, it comes out, you like have it taken out or put it back in, it's just dangling there. You're like, I'm not sure if it's gonna stay in there or not.
Hey, I just want to say good night to Bart. Have a good night, Bart. Thanks for stopping by.
Bart. Trevor Zammit was the interview on the Foosh.
Trevor, okay.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and skip that one right there.
Yeah, that accessory pack, the keytar. Ooh. The payphone. You guys remember payphones?
Of course.
Yes. Come on now. I never had to really use one, but yes, I remember them.
You've never used a payphone?
Maybe I should say that back. Maybe once or twice. I didn't really have to because I wasn't out fooling around out in the streets. See, when that street light came on, I was already home before everybody else was home.
Okay, you know when I used the payphone? See, back in the late 80s, early 90s, kids could just leave the house on their bicycle and just be gone all day. So I'd be riding that bicycle around all day, and I'd be like, 15 miles from home. Be like, I'm too tired to ride my bike home. Go to the payphone, call my mom. Mom, come get me. Come get me, Mom.
See, while you were out doing that, I was at home playing with my Kenner stuff. I had Batman, Superman, the Hall of Justice, or it was Voltron in the Castle Lines. I'm like, yo, let's get this. Like, yo, let's form Voltron team. Like, yo, let's do this.
So this is how old I am and how long I've been collecting. Back in the late 80s, and this is all going to go back to the payphone. I used to collect this newspaper called Toy Shop, and it was basically like classifieds for all the toy stores all over the world. And one time, this was like during when Akira came out, and it was just like, it was blowing up. And the only available toy for Akira was like this little die-cast little Japanese, little bike, and it was only available in Japan. So in Toy Shop News, actually, they had the number, said we speak English. So I actually went to a payphone, spent I had $10 in quarters, and I spent my entire $10 in quarters for a 2-minute conversation ordering this thing. So payphone, man.
See, these kids nowadays don't know the struggle.
Exactly.
Oh,
they got their iPhone with the Amazon app, right?
Yeah. Oh, especially when their parents heard you, found is that 900 number I heard dialing in my house? You quickly hung up. Oh my goodness.
We should do a whole show on just beepers.
Oh my goodness. Beepers were the worst. I wanted one, but they were the worst thing.
Oh man, quick aside, I had a beeper.
Yeah.
It wasn't connected. It was my older brother's beeper that he didn't pay for, so it was.
Oh, you used to pretend like it worked.
But I put it in my pocket, and I had it hanging off my pocket.
Oh God!
Walking to 6th grade and middle school, I got a beeper.
He must have been doing big things over there. He's doing big things over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He got a beeper. Somebody's calling him. Wait till that thing go off. Beep, 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 beep.
It never went off.
There you go.
It never went off.
You got the whole
on silent, guys. I don't want to be disturbed in class.
I'm not going to give you my beeper number. You'll be beeping me all day.
That's right.
Oh, somebody just beat me. 143.
Anyone listening born after 1990, they're like, "What's a beeper? What are you talking about?"
Oh my goodness, that was right before the cell phone, folks. That was right before cell phone. Tony with the super chat. Thank you very much. Says after a big night in Soho, I woke up in a phone booth with no memory of anything after 11 p.m. Wow.
That for some reason that's easy to believe, Tony.
Yo.
That was just last week. they still have phone booths over there in the UK.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we got the haul-thon of The Boys Ultimate Black Noir. For those who do like The Boys,
I don't know who this is, but that's a cool design.
You never seen The Boys?
No.
Okay.
It's a big cod piece.
You know what? You're not the first person to point that out. Somebody was like, "Yo, did they have to really make it that big though?" Like, come on.
Oh my goodness, guys!
I
like the first season of The Boys.
The first season was awesome. Yes.
The second season, the first episode, halfway through, I'm like, I'm done with this. I just couldn't watch it.
Yeah, the second season was a little bit of a trudge to get through. I'm gonna see how third season turns out. Their little cartoon was awesome. It was their cartoon that they did of The Boys was pretty funny. Some of them were pretty good. Mm. But yeah, if you're collecting, I know they did Homelander, so now you have Black Noir to go with your Homelander. Let's see, you get 2 knives, 2 sets of hands. Not bad.
Yeah, Tom Chiachiro, he said he thought NECA got Snake Eyes rights.
You would think it's almost nice.
Yeah. Does any of the stuff that we've seen so far, Victoria, interest you? Are you into the NECA Turtle stuff or The Boys or?
I was collecting the NECA Turtle stuff for a while, initially when it came out, but I kind of pretty much stopped. It got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then I got into the Ultimates line as well, so. I've kind of been prioritizing that lately. So I've kind of, I don't have anything on pre-order with NECA, I don't think currently. And I just kind of, given how hard it's been to collect and everything, I just got to a point where I'm like, okay, I think that's maybe something I can not collect and just focus on some of these other things. But the other things I don't.
Yeah, no, that's so much stuff for especially in the last month with NECA. We've had pre-orders every week and and they have so many lines simultaneously going on, movie, video game, cartoon. They're going back to the comics now. It's just so much. I've had to cut back on it too.
Yeah.
I remember foolishly thinking when Toys R Us went out of business, I was like, wow, that's the end of NECA. They have no brick and mortar now.
Yeah.
And how wrong I was.
They said,
They have
no,
exploded,
be
man.
back.
Yeah.
No.
Then heading over to the Nacelle company, jumping into toys with our good friend Dave Vonner. With RoboForce Wave 1 pre-sale information.
Yeah,
Okay,
these
so
are the same guys that did the Netflix shows that we talked about.
Yep.
The Nacelle company.
Toys
Yeah.
that made us. Yep.
Nacelle. The Nacelle company is studio behind Netflix, the toys that made us, the movies that made us, a toy store near you, and behind the attraction on Disney Plus are excited to announce the first wave of RoboForce 7.5-inch collectible action figures will be available for pre-order for $49.99 on NacellStore.com starting April 22nd of this year.
Well, ready to go already.
Yep. They acquired nostalgic LPs like the Great Garlu. Is it Garlu?
I have
Power
no
Lord.
idea.
Yeah. Power Lords I'm super excited about because I do remember seeing those at New York Comic Con. Those look awesome. Big Lou and legendary Mark's Toys brands, which I am
But
not
now,
familiar.
Dante, at New York Comic Con, me and you were at the Nacelle company panel,
Yes.
and they teased all of this. Like we didn't
Yes, they did.
see like finished stuff, but didn't Dave Vonner have a prototype of a RoboForce figure, or
Yes, he
maybe
did.
they had one of the vintage figures.
I think no, they had a prototype. It's up on our. Oh shoot! Now you're gonna make me lose my mind. I think it's up on the page on our Instagram page, or took a picture
Well,
and upload. Let me double check.
The
Oh,
first time
and
I
they
had
have
ever heard of
sectors now.
RoboForce.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
And now, just I pull up the page. Now they have sectors, which is super. I do remember those because
Oh,
I did
wow.
want
Yes.
those.
I wonder if they have puppets.
I hope so.
Oh my goodness,
Dude,
if they had puppets, I'm all in. I'm sorry.
Listen, the
For real? Oh,
Sector.
wow.
I don't know if you guys collected Sectors, but
I
in
did.
my opinion, one of the most underrated lines of the 1980s.
Yeah,
You had
Yeah.
bug people riding giant bugs, and you could wear them on your hand. And they
Yeah.
had blasters and swords. They were
They
so
were bigger
cool,
than
man.
6-inch, right?
They were like 7, 8 inch.
Yeah.
They were big.
yeah. What really killed them, I think, was the TV show did not do well for them. That's what kind of killed it off for them. That the
And I
TV
think
show
the
did
price
not.
point was pretty high for the 80s.
Yeah,
I think that was another. Didn't someone did a video on these? I can't remember if it was the Nacelle company or one
it
a
was.
YouTuber. I forget, but
It was a YouTuber because I remember watching it and they were talking about it, how Sector, like what happened with it, why it didn't last that long. I forget who it was. I think I know what you're talking about because you may have watched the same video, but I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. Let me see. Do we have a picture?
Why was there a picture of Ray Allen on this feed here? You just scrolled
What?
past the Ray Allen picture.
oh no,
You know what Alex was trying to call you? What to call you?
oh okay, it was a Toy Galaxy video that did the
Okay.
Sectors. Thank you, you boys got toys, Jamelin Parks.
So here it is. They had a prototype of RoboForce up there on the stage right there. It's Dave Vonner, Brian Voss up there. And I do apologize for the other gentleman's name as well. But they were talking about RoboForce, pictures of Great Garlu. Everybody having a good time. Power Lords, how they're going to look now. The story that's going to be behind them a little bit. They did talk about that as well.
I'm interested in to see how those turn out, because you remember the whole play feature with that, how you kind of flip them over, right? You flip them over and it's like you don't remember?
I don't remember. I never had
wow.
these.
Yeah, I didn't either. It's kind of fuzzy. I think I remember a little bit of them, but I don't remember a whole lot of them.
Mm.
But these are some of like the new designs that Dave's going to put in there, which they look awesome. Like all the designs he was talking about look amazing. Even with RoboForce, like here's one of the teasers that they showed. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for them. I can't wait.
I want somebody to do Dungeons and Dragons cartoon figure.
Yeah, I see Greg said topic of 80s cartoons.
That's why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 80s Dungeons and Dragons. I remember it. It was. I'm like, oh, it was okay.
Dude, it is so underrated. And I don't know if you know the whole story about how it got canceled and they had written out the script for the final episode where it kind of ties everything together. And it's so they leave it open ended in some ways. It's just, somebody actually took the script and I think over like 4 years ended up animating like their own episode based on the story. And it's so good. If you go back and you watch it, I think it still holds up, the writing.
Well, you know who's going to make D&D cartoon figures, if anyone?
Who, McFarlane?
Super 7.
There you go.
Oh yeah, well I mean,
You know it'll be Super 7.
Well, boys just
Sure.
Toy said they just got the license. Actually,
Oh,
they
really?
did?
yeah.
Oh really? But I wonder if it's for the toy, like the role playing game kind of characters. But isn't someone doing that already? Yeah, NECA did the
Warduke.
Warduke. Yeah. So are
Oh,
is
he's
that
April Fool. Oh, you know what?
Stop
I
it.
Where this is why I hate this dang blasted day.
But I'm telling you, like for cartoon accurate stuff,
It would be, yeah. I can see
that's like Super
Super
7's
doing it.
wheelhouse. They've done, you know, the Thundercats, Transformers, and
Yeah, I was gonna say
G.I.
there
Joe.
was something about that cartoon that people have not taken a chance much on it ever, really. I mean, even when the cartoons were out at the time, they didn't have figures that represented the cartoons. They were all based on the role-playing game for the most part, except for Warduke, which was the only one that appeared in the cartoons. So I don't know what it is about that show, but it's just like, I guess it's just not popular enough.
The game certainly is nowadays.
Yeah.
The tabletop game or role playing game seems like it's really blown up.
Really? It's back?
Yeah.
Like, cause it's it's a trading card, or is it still like a tabletop kind of?
Yeah, it's a role playing game. Like it's big with like the
but it has like a board. Yeah, it's not like it hasn't moved on to like a Pokemon kind of, thing.
That's more like Magic the Gathering, I think.
Right. Maybe that's.
Yeah. Let's see. Jamie Lynn says, yeah. He said he had a button on his waist and he flipped out, and the upper half flipped around.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Crystar.
Jamie Lynn says, Victoria, what nostalgic license that doesn't have modern toys would you want to see figures from?
That's a good question. I was always a fan of, probably one of few people that liked the old Kenner Swamp Thing action figure line.
Yes. Oh,
those are great.
Yeah, lots of fun. I have a lot of nostalgia for those figures, and I went back a few years back and bought them all again. So,
nice.
Lots of fun there. I'd like to see maybe a modern equivalent to that. There was also the very somewhat obscure line of Battle Trolls, which is like a spinoff of the whole troll like fad that was going on in the 90s. And they came with different weapons, and there were all kinds of crazy different names for them. I'd like to see something like that too. I'm probably the only person though, but I thought those were kind of fun.
Definitely.
Trolls would have to make a comeback.
Yeah.
Jeremy again with the super chat. Thank you very much. He says somebody say tabletop game.
Oh man.
Jeremy is developing the tabletop game for Animals of the Warrior Kingdom from Spiro Toys, which they showed at Toylanta, and I think they will be showing again at Joe Fest.
Yes, yep, and probably soon again. I think Jason is playing a video. Do a video with answering questions, and I think showing off on there as well too.
Cool.
Johnny asks, do you think the Satanic Panic is still rubbing off on the odds of D&D cartoon and new nostalgic retro modern things?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
Early in the days, yes, when it first came on, I think it was kind of
that was the thing. I remember.
Yeah,
I remember.
But
I remember trying to buy D&D. It wasn't figures. It was like some kind of, maybe it was like a game or something. I don't know. At the store, and I had to go get my mom. They wouldn't let me buy it.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It was a shitty toy anyways. I think it was just like a rubber thing,
Oh my goodness. Greg says, Victoria, the closest thing to trolls now would be plunderlings.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, that is true.
I love it.
They gotta give them fuzzy hair too. Also make a variant.
Oh my goodness.
I would hey man.
Cheddar
Real rooted hair. Come on.
Cheddar has a mohawk.
Yeah, but
No.
at least it's magnetized. I can take it off and put it on somebody else.
Yeah.
That's the cool
No.
thing about it.
I got my Plunderlings right there. That
Mm.
shelf.
Mine's are next to the Batmobile. They mess with the Batmobile. They drive it around. They drive around down here. They're like zip zip zoom. I'm like, okay, gate speedway. This ain't the speedway. That's 500 now. Calm down, y'all. Well, getting to that time, Victoria. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. You're awesome. Thank you for hanging with us.
Great.
Of course.
Insight.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. It's been fun.
Thank you.
You do have your own live stream coming up in about an hour tonight, right?
Right, I was going to say.
That is correct. It is Cantina Cocktail Hour. We have drinks and we talk toys. And tonight, it's a different guest each week, theoretically anyway. That's usually how it happens. And so tonight I have Brad from the Jurassic Park podcast. He's going to come on, talk new Jurassic toys, talk some Star Wars, and just whatever else we can come up with. So yes, that'll be at 8 p.m. Pacific time.
Awesome. Can't wait. If you go sub to the channel, if you haven't subbed to it, if you have sub to our channel, you can go ahead and sub to ours. We're just broke college kids trying to make it in this world right now. Okay, that's all it is. Just trying to make it. And Victoria, where can people find you at as well?
So Victoria's Cantina is the YouTube channel. I am also on Instagram, Victoria's Cantina, on Twitter at Vic's Cantina. I have Facebook and TikTok. Haven't been doing a whole lot with them lately, but they're there as well, Victoria's Cantina. And then the podcasts, Vintage Collection Podcast, Cantina Chatter Podcast. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of everything. Hopefully you guys can come on to Cocktail Hour one of these nights as well. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, definitely.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I would love to get my little cocktail drink and be like, it's Bond, Mr. Bond. Yeah, let's see. Anything, Ryan?
Yeah, myself and Tony from Analog Toys will be on the Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse. Well, we're recording it tomorrow.
Mhm.
The Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse podcast. It's not a live show, so I'm not sure when that episode will go up, but we're going to record it with them tomorrow. Looking forward to that. 3POA podcast will be back not tomorrow, but the following Saturday. I hope all the Goon Squad comes over there, follows me there, because this is my last show on Infinity Equation, unfortunately.
Johnny wants to cue the sad music for you, so I'm going to give you the Incredible Hulk music. See?
As I slowly walk away. Yeah. But yeah, you can follow me on LaserPants81, Instagram and Twitter. That's all I got. I'm going to miss you guys, but we're all going to keep in touch, and I'm going to hopefully come back when I can.
Yeah, you're always
as a
welcome.
guest. Or maybe if I get fired from my job.
Wow, don't say that. Please do not. Because this does not pay. This barely keep. Look, I got a real job too, and that keeps the lights on. This does not keep any lights on.
Look, whatever. If you guys bring someone else on to replace me, you have my full support, and I hope you will continue to have the support of the Goon Squad, and I think you will. This is not the Laser Pants show; it's the Infinity Equation. So
I told you, man, we're gonna make a Ryan puppet.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna buy that NECA Alf, put some sunglasses on him, flock up his hair, get like put some mousse in his hair, and comb it over like Ryan. And just be like, hey Ryan, how you doing? How's things this way? You know, what can I say? I ate some cats from and I'm from Melmac.
Oh my goodness. Some things I won't miss.
Come on, that Alf is cool, yo.
I love Alf. I'm kidding. No,
he has a little beard too. Like, yo, come
little.
On. I said Alf has a little beard, not you.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Hashtag Ryan puppet. Starting already.
Thank you. Disavowed.
See,
replace Ryan with his parents.
Oh wow!
I can ask.
She's like, so let me tell you the story I had today. I'm like, Mr. Lady Fans, I appreciate you, but I got to hear Dad's story his dad like overblows the whole story just like I like it.
I believe that's episode 47. If anyone hasn't heard it, that was one of our probably our best shows. That was funny.
She became a linebacker and started tackling everybody. What was it, the Salvation Army or the Goodwill?
It was a Goodwill. Shout out to my mom. She's an amazing person.
Yes, and if my mom ever listens to or watches the show, I love you, Mom. Don't ever think.
But look, Dante, thank you so much for bringing me on this show.
Oh, you're welcome.
You guys have become my brothers. Thanks to Todd, who recommended me to come on this show, Rectangular. Thanks to Bobby for the year and a half he was on this show. It was the light at the end of my tunnel every week, Friday night, Infinity Equation. I'm going to miss it, and I hope it's not the end of me appearing on this podcast. And thanks to the Goon Squad for always showing up and all the support. Appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much.
Watch, like 20 people are going to show up next week.
No.
Nah, I just mess with everybody. Nah, I appreciate you, Ryan. Like, I'm sad to see you go, but yeah, I understand things happen.
But hey, what a show to go out on! We had Victoria's Cantina come on, so thank you so much, Victoria. It was a great show for me to end on. I'm a big fan of your channel. You put out great content. Everyone should subscribe to you and follow you, socials, YouTube, everything. If they're not, they're really missing out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got one last super chat in.
Victoria, I think you're muted.
Yeah. Hey, I do that all the time on my own live stream. Like, no. Yeah. No, that was really sweet, Ryan. Thank you for the kind words. And thanks again to you guys for having me on.
Oh, thank you. She's like, I'm never coming on with these guys again.
No.
No, but thank you. I know it was wild to get you on. We took some scheduling. We had some scheduling hiccups, but hey, I'm glad we got you on. And it was all worth it. It was all worth the wait. I enjoyed it very much. And then we got a last super chat of night from Pokey87. Says, great show as always. Ryan, you will be missed. See you on 3POA.
Thank you, Pokey. Yep. 3POA Saturdays, 5 o'clock Pacific on the 3POA channel.
There you go. Subscribe if you have not subscribed to it.
Please, and thank you.
Alex, you got anything before we get out of here?
No. I love you, Ryan. That's all I got.
Love you, man. It's so hard.
See, this is we just give Victoria more ammo. She's like, these guys are definitely not coming. She's like, they're too much. They're too much. There's too much. All right, folks. We will see you next week. Y'all have a great evening. Happy hunting to you if you're looking for anything. If you are looking for the Gargoyles Demona, she is up on Target's website, so you can grab her on there. I did not see Bronx. I'm still looking for Bronx. So if you got a link to Bronx, let me know. I need Bronx for my gargoyles. I need Bronx. So I can fold Goliath's wings, take Goliath's wings off so he can stop taking up space.
I'll check our inventory at laserpants.com.
I should know that's the store I should have went to in the first place. Why is the website always broken? Oh, Greg says Target is sold out of Demona. Okay, I do apologize. Target is now sold out of Demona. Sorry about that. But thank you all for joining us every Friday. Appreciate each and every one of you. As always, I do. I really do.
Bye, guys.
I may not know y'all, but I love y'all. Got much love for all of y'all. Y'all stay safe. Have a good weekend.